Let's listen to Brother Paperny from the Salisbury congregation as he conducts these interviews.
Well, in the wilderness, Caleb of old served Jehovah faithfully for 4 decades alongside Moses. Now at the age of 85 years of age and already in the promised land, what does Caleb request? A retirement package? No, he requests a challenging assignment. He requests to capture a city that has men of unusual size and who live in great fortified cities. Today, we have many older ones in our congregations who reflect the same spirit as Caleb. We would like to interview 2 in our circuit who share zealously in the ministry to the degree that their circumstances allow. We have Brother Paul Hester from the Riverglades congregation and Sister Jean Foster from the Andrews Farm congregation. So welcome Brother Paul and Sister Jean. So start with you, Brother Paul. What challenges are you currently facing?
Well, I face medical challenges in my life at the moment. I have osteoarthritis throughout my spine. I'm also waiting for a total hip replacement, and that hinders me quite a bit. I cannot get around a great lot, cannot walk very far, so really this limits me even in my door-to-door ministry. But also, after being married for 40 wonderful years, I lost my dear wife in death, and that left me feeling a bit lonely, and also I was not sure of what to do with the next phase of my life.
Sorry to hear that, Brother Paul. So how has Jehovah strengthened you?
Well, as always, prayer has helped a great lot. I earnestly prayed to Jehovah many times in tears, to direct me what to do, which way to go, because sometimes what I thought was the way to go didn't seem to be working out. But thankfully, Jehovah finally answered my prayers.
Excellent. So can you relate an example how Jehovah has answered your prayer?
Yes, well, just after my wife died, I thought I might have moved to Melbourne with my daughter that lived in Melbourne. But things didn't seem to be working out. The house never sold because I had to sell my house to be able to move on. But then my other daughter, who lives up here in South Australia, they put the offer to me to come and live with them, and they put a flat on their house and I could come and live with them. So I took it to Jehovah in prayer, and it seemed to be the way to go because my house, funnily enough, straight away sold. I got the full price for it, no argument, and everything was worked out without me leaving Victoria. My family worked out on my comfortable home to live in while ours was built, and now I have a wonderful unit with my family.
Fantastic. Excellent how you can see Jehovah's answered your specific prayer. Now, Paul, you're also known in the congregation having a good grasp of the scriptures. How has Jehovah strengthened you through this avenue?
Well, through the whole situation, I've tried to keep a spiritual routine to the best of my ability at times. I have the text every day for Brekkie. It's really a part of my Brekkie. It doesn't seem Brekkie without the text. And then I try and keep up with my daily Bible reading. I have the outline that's provided through the jw.org website, and I try and keep up with that. Then I do extensive research for the meeting parts so that you can have the meetings well in mind, and also like use the jw.org site for looking at the videos and the monthly TV shows that they have. So that was really strengthened me a lot and helped me to keep going, because I can see by that there's many others in my situation and Jehovah strengthened them.
Excellent. So you mentioned to me how much you love being in the Riverglades congregation. How have the dear friends helped you in the ministry?
Yes, I do love being in Riverglades congregation. It's a real answer to a prayer. And the brothers there, they're very helpful because I can't walk around a lot, so they've always provided rural territory that we can do with the car. And also when we're out, even in the rural territory, if I'm feeling a bit tired or sometimes I might be aching a bit, the brothers and sisters that are with me in the car, they'll let me rest in the car and they'll do a bulk of the work until I'm able to get out and do the next door. It's very loving for them to do, and that's helped me keep regular too.
Excellent. It's lovely to see how they've been so supportive. You mentioned to me that the brothers and sisters never expect more than you can give.
Yes, as I stated, they don't expect me to do every door. They support me in what I do, and also they'll help me with my calls. They'll help me to get out in the ministry.
Excellent. So, Brother Paul, what are the blessings then that you've received?
Well, really too many to mention sometimes, really. I have some very good return visits now in the rural field. One is even studying from the Bible Teachable. He's had, I think, 4 or 5 studies now. We're going along with that. I've also made some wonderful friendships with the brothers and sisters in the congregation. That's been a great boost to me. And I'm also used to some privileges in the congregation. So I sometimes wonder, I've said to Jehovah, really, am I worthy of all these blessings? In fact, I had to stop the car one day because I did have tears in my eyes because I seemed to be getting so much. Jehovah answered my prayers.
Beautiful. Thank you, Brother Paul, for your heartfelt comments. Thank you. Sister Jean, it's your turn. What challenges are you currently facing?
Well, physically, I have obviously a lot of arthritis, and the older you get, the more joints begin to complain. In particular, both of my hips, so they've been a bother for a long time. By last year, I was diagnosed also in my lower back with 2 bulging discs, which obviously they're bulging, they're pressing on nerves. So I had a lot of discomfort because of that, and I began to feel that, I've realised that my age is now bringing limitations. You just cannot continue to do what you used to do. But because I can only walk short distances now, sadly, I've had to not be able to go in the door-to-door ministry. So I've reached that stage, how to put it, I feel like a block of cheese, and there's a mouse running around the edges nibbling at me. Nibble, 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 till it all started to crumble. And that's how I felt lately, like a bit of crumbly cheese.
Well, they say good cheese is aged cheese, so maybe hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. How has Jehovah strengthened you, Sister Jean?
Well, of course, Jehovah's always there, so I did the same as Brother Paul, is to follow a good spiritual routine, because Jehovah's given us that to follow. So obviously all the meetings and a good, serious, prayerful connection with Jehovah, and what ministry I can do, of course, and Bible reading, that's always vitally important. So I try to keep up with that, and that's enabled me now at this stage to get the right perspective, because you go, woe is me, woe is me. So and now I'm looking at it through Jehovah's eyes, and now he's saying to me, Jean, no, you can't do door-to-door anymore, but don't worry about that, why don't you try something else over here, some other avenue of service.
Yeah, and we're all keen to hear what those different avenues. So how have the brothers and sisters then in the Andrews Farm congregation helped you in your personal ministry?
Well, 3 sisters in particular, my friend Pat and I, we do letter writing. Now, Pat has much more serious physical difficulties than I do, so I deeply appreciate her help, getting together. So I go to her house and I take all the tracts and the letters and the envelopes and so on. And of course, then we start the morning off with morning tea. That's a given. You have the morning tea, get that out of the way. And then we lay everything out as we need to do for the work we're doing. And we become a really well-oiled machine, and we get the envelopes done. We have lots of good conversation. And when I leave her house, I always feel encouraged, because she has so much more to put up with than I do. And I think she's the most positive person I know, really.
That's excellent. Yeah. I'm looking forward to meeting Pat as well. So you also mentioned to me that you engage in telephone witnessing as well.
I do. So one of the Pioneer sisters, Sister Deborah, she comes round on Tuesday and gives up her time to come and help me. And I really appreciate that. Sometimes there are others that come as well, depends on circumstances, but mostly it's the 2 of us. And that's been a real boost for me as well. Yeah.
And what about the card witnessing?
Well, that's just very recent. Another Pioneer sister, Sister Barbara, she invited me to join her. She has arrangements with others, of course, but she invited me to join her. And I bought myself a little fold-up chair, and I got my Bible and my sun hat, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
Excellent. So, like Brother Paul, what blessings have you experienced?
Well, initially I think because I've gone through that woe is me stage, I feel like my self-esteem's had a little bit of a boost, and I don't think that's a bad thing. So that's a blessing. But being able to have 3 sisters give up their time and work around their schedules to help me, I think I'm really appreciative of what they do, because it's not always easy. But most of all, I'm happy to be able to say that after, well, this year it'll be 50 years of serving Jehovah God, and he's been holding my hand all of that time. Never once did he ever let me go. So for that, I'm truly grateful, and that's a blessing.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Sister Jean, for your heartfelt comments and for the zeal that you both show for the ministry. Well, friends, in conclusion, despite having limited physical strength, many of our old ones refuse to retire, like Caleb of old. In fact, as we've heard, the ministry is their life. Serving Jehovah is their life. So please be assured that Jehovah is with you, older ones, as he was with Caleb. How did Caleb fare? Well, he was able to capture those great fortified cities with Jehovah's help. So even though you might feel that your current service is limited, remember that your service and faithful example have great value in Jehovah's eyes.